Our natural environment is like a life support system. The oceans, glaciers, and waterways, the air we breathe, the land we use for food and resources, and the flora and fauna that form the intricate web of life. Life would not be possible without all of these things existing in harmony. Everything we do at home, at work, and everywhere in between impacts on our environment. Consumers and organizations at all levels are increasingly aware of their environmental impact, so having a good environmental record can give a business a considerable advantage in the modern marketplace. Yet despite the momentum towards more sustainable economies, we are still using resources and producing waste faster than the environment can handle.
Hi viewers, the wait is over. Your host Salman Latif is with another gentleman, Ali Asif. He is actually CEO of Alumination, Digital and Social. Assalamu alaikum Asif, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you very much. How are you? You keeping well?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I'm absolutely fine, Ali Asif. First of all, thank you so much for being with us on the show. I would like to share your life experience with our audience and about your company startups and how do you start your company and what actually struggles you from the start.
Mhm. Right, okay. That's fine. I believe most of your viewers they have listened to countless interviews of mine because there are many interviews available. So most of people they know about my background anyway.
Okay.
But people who don't know me, my background is that I'm originally from Pakistan, but now I'm living in UK, and I'm from a small village in Pakistan, from Faisalabad. And Alhamdulillah, had a very humble beginning. From there to this point, it's all has been, kindness of Allah Subhanahu wa Taala, and just like a countless struggles and sacrifices. And in terms of my startup, it's I recently launched literally in March, and the sole idea was to create some employment opportunities for people because people back home they are struggling big time to find jobs. So from March till now, we have created more than 100 jobs in Pakistan. So that has been quite like an incredible a sigh of satisfaction for me that finally I'm up to the point where where I can give something back to our people, to our community now.
Okay, great. So, how with expensive-oriented experience and customer-centric approach, you ensure customer brand, website, and marketing campaigns perform to the highest standard, not occasionally, but consistently?
Mhm. Sorry, is
How
this a
do you?
question?
Yeah, exactly.
Mhm. What's our can I just ask what's our majority of audience? Are they in Pakistan or international?
Yeah, international and as well as Pakistan.
Right, because I'm just thinking if we have a lot of audience in Pakistan, having an interview flat out in English will not give you a lot of appeal and a lot of like a reach. But if you think you
Yeah,
have
okay.
audience in Pakistan, I'm comfortable. I have no problem at all. But anyway, um, it's the startup I have is it's a blend of international and local experience. We have a team. We have an international team which takes care of leadership side, and plus we have the development team which is based in Pakistan. So the way we work, we put together a strategy which help us to stand out because I don't want to run another business just for the sake of it. I don't want to be part of any competition. I want to have that unique niche market anywhere in the world. In Pakistan, we have right now offices in Pakistan, in Italy, in UAE, in UK, and Canada, America, Paris. So the sole idea behind everything is I want to develop a business model which is sustainable, but primarily focused on helping customer grow because the more they grow, I grow as well. So I try to help them to come up with unique marketing strategies so we can help them And then eventually, at the end of the day, we grow as well. But I always tell proudly to all my customers that my development center is based in Pakistan, and all the marketing strategy is done from UK. So they know that this is made in Pakistan. So we are proud of our country as well.
Yeah, you should be proud of our country as well. I would like to ask that many people talk about the development plan, but what about the execution of the plan? Because many startups got fails once they starts. So what will you share with us that what is the key point of the execution of the plan?
The trouble is a lot of businesses or startup, they have short-term plans. They don't have long-term plans. The first thing first, you need to have a long-term plan, 5 years plan, 10 years plan, where you really want to see yourself. And then develop a sustainable business model, because there is no way, if you're going to come up with a strategy, it's going to work straight away. There will be a lot of ups and downs. So you will come across many obstacles as well. Naturally, different governments have different policies, different taxation systems, different working environment in different countries. So if you have a plan, make it tailor-made to each market, to each clientele, to each country. You can't really have one plan for every single country. The way we work in UK is not the way you work in Pakistan. It's a totally different markets altogether. So as a business, if I have to come up with a sustainable business model, it has to be adaptable. Number one. Number two, I need to make sure I have a long-term plan. Number three, I need to make sure it's flexible enough to adapt to different changes. For example, coronavirus have all of a sudden changed the whole dynamics. It has changed the whole business landscape, right? Now, businesses which are not ready for these kind of changes, they're gonna disappear within the next two years. They're gonna be absolutely nowhere at all. Because if you see the trends, international trends, the market changes its trends after every 8 to 10 years. So as a business, you need to be ready for that kind of big shake-up plan. Now, e-commerce is the future. A lot of companies, they're going for e-commerce. I mean, the businesses which were ready, they are thriving now. The businesses which were not ready, they are struggling now. In UK, there are a lot of retail stores. They have to close their shops. They have no option whatsoever, because consumer is not coming to your shops anymore now. It's online trend is, this is the way forward. So businesses which they had the plan already, they are thriving during this pandemic. But businesses who were not ready, they're struggling big time. So as a business, if you want to come up with a sustainable business model, the first thing first you really need to see is I have a long-term plan, and then be adaptable. Be adaptable to the change. You can't really have one strategy and think like it's going to work for another 10 years. No, you can have a strategy for maybe 2 years, but technology is going, developing really fast now. The trends we have today may be obsolete tomorrow. The trends we have tomorrow, maybe they're obsolete a day after. So you have to be really adaptable.
Yeah, exactly. In this technological era, and changing technological era means yesterday is a different technology and tomorrow is a different technology. So we have to be very updated with the technology, and all the market should be updated and should adopt the technological changes. Like websites and you can e-commerce has arrived. In Pakistan, it is e-commerce is not as much popular as it is in the UK and US market. But in Pakistan, it is really hard to convince the market to adopt the technology. But big companies are adopting, but SMEs are hardly adopts the technology. So what is the importance of brand in this e-commerce industry? Ali Asif, I would like to ask you share your opinions that what is the importance of brands, because in Pakistan and in Asia, branding, people of the businessmen and etc. Does not prefer the branding. So I would like to share that your opinion about the branding.
The first thing first, you said the Pakistani market is not ready, but trust me, I'm telling you from a personal experience, Pakistani market is rapidly going on e-commerce route now. because
Okay.
we deal with a lot of customers. I have a lot of clients in Pakistan. The kind of intelligence they have now after Draz and after all these different companies, and especially after this pandemic, now even small businesses like restaurants, they are talking to us. We want to go digital. We want to have a digital platform where people can place their orders. Sometimes, if people are not ready, they need a shake-up. And this coronavirus was a shake-up. Pakistani market, yes, it was not ready before March, but now it's 100% ready. You will see the kind of trends in next 2 years. It will be totally different. Pakistani market in UK or anywhere in the world, e-commerce is not a new concept. Everybody has already been using Amazon. They have already been using online delivery models. Everything is so common. But for countries like Pakistan, this is the future. This is the way forward now. And I can tell you, people are understanding this. But there will be two things now. One, people who will lead the trend. People will quickly adapt and they will go online and go digital straight away. Now, they will not think about what will go wrong. They will focus on what can go right. And plus, they will adapt to the new trends. And they are the one who will be the bigger achievers. But people who will not adapt to these trends, they will be late, they will have like a late entries, maybe in 2021, 2022, or maybe 2023. They will follow the trends. They will not lead the trends. That's the difference. People like Amazon, they lead the trends. That's the one of the reasons they're trillionaires now. People who follow the trends, they can follow the tail, but they can never ever be the leaders. So anybody who's listening to me, they're hesitant to e-commerce or online digital platforms, trust me, you're making mistakes. Make no mistake. This is the future. If you think your consumer is not intelligent enough in Pakistan, unfortunately, people like Food Panda, people like Draz, they're making a lot of money because they understand their clientele. If you come up with the right plan, if you know your clientele, if you have a really good business model, Pakistani market is 100% ready for e-commerce platform. Now, in terms of branding, this is where a lot of people in Pakistan, they unfortunately, they don't really understand the significance of branding because branding is the heart and soul of any company, any organization. If you really want to stand out from being a just small family run business to a big corporation or enterprise, you need to make sure there is a consistency in your branding. For example, I'm working with a lot of customers in Pakistan, and I was talking to one client, he's based in Karachi, and they were brilliant, brilliant kids wear, but they don't even have logo. They don't have a website. They don't have social media presence. And I was saying to him, come on, my friend, you have such a fantastic product. But why don't you go digital? Why don't you have a logo? Why do you have a consistency? Have your own label? He said, what kind of difference it's going to make? I said, if you don't do this, you will be just a small businessman who is based in Karachi. But if you come up with a strong branding, you can go global, you can go anywhere. That's a difference in mindset because Indian companies, they're really good into branding. They make sure they have the right message. They make sure their branding is consistent. That's one of the fundamental reasons they're making big money and they're going big in international markets. If you come to UK, you will see Indian companies, they're thriving. Because right now, the kind of skills we have in Pakistan, people in UK, they don't have those skills, especially in digital marketing, in IT, and in cloud computing, in artificial intelligence. Pakistanis are really, really smart. They're really smart. But unfortunately, they're wasting their time on Fiverr and these kind of idiotic platforms. This is where Pakistani entrepreneurs, they really need to jump in, but they need to reward the talent. They need to make sure they pay good money. Do not put all the money in your pocket. Share your money with people. Otherwise, they will be spending their time on Fiverr. Unfortunately, people abuse people on Fiverr. It's a great platform. I'm not saying it's a bad platform, but unfortunately, it's not where Pakistani youth belong. They belong to much bigger platforms. So branding, this is something at the heart and soul of any organization. That's the difference. Pakistani businessmen, they still within their own market because they don't think big, and that's one of the reasons. Even businesses from Bangladesh, they are making a lot of money because they understand the significance of branding. Branding give you that unique identity which you don't create just simply sitting within your own comfort zone. So yes, branding is very crucial, very critical, because branding is something which helps you stand out in the marketplace.
Yeah, exactly. You can see Apple, Microsoft, and Nike and other brands. They were initially the startups actually, and then they are remembered as the logo, but not we don't know about the CEO of the company, but we know about the logo that thing is that exists actually. So it is the importance, right? You're right. So you
Because if
said
you
that
see
you
McDonald's M, that's it. You don't need
yeah,
anything. You don't really care what's the food, what kind of food they have inside. You just simply
exactly,
look at that M and you say, yes, I
exactly.
want to buy. And you have, if you taste their product, if you taste their food is not good enough. It's just like I would say it's a junk food. But
Yeah,
because of
exactly.
their brand identity, they're making a lot of money. So that's the power of branding. Have
Branding,
strong
exactly.
branding. Create that kind of emotional connection with your audience, that your audience comes that, you know what, I want to buy this, I want to use this, I want to eat this.
Yeah, exactly. We see that the Apple is a very hard phone to use, but Android is mu much easier than the Android. Means Android is easier than Apple, but people uses Apple. That's a branding actually, and of course security is also there, but branding is really powerful thing in adopting if we adopt
That
it.
is your goodwill. That is your worth. That
Yeah,
is your net worth. Your branding is your net worth. It's not the product or services you have, it's your branding. That is
exactly.
your net worth.
Branding. Yeah, exactly. So you said that you are providing employment in Pakistan. So what kind of services do you ask to the Pakistanis to give to you, and then you employ them for what means virtual assistant or programmer or developer or designer, so that from our platform people are listening and people will listen after, of course, once it will be available in on our page or your on your page. So what kind of services are you asking to provide and employment for Pakistanis?
People who know me, they know about my background. My background has been in the business world for like a 10 to 12 years, and I've worked for like a big organization. Even right now, I'm vice president of Microsoft Speakers Club as well. So I've
Yeah,
worked from
exactly.
small, tiny organization in Pakistan to multi-billion dollars organization in UK as well. And plus, I do live coaching as well. I've spoken in more than 10 countries, right? So I have a massive background in speaking all this. That is my passion. But when it comes to Pakistan, you really need to dig out what's the right skill. Where do you think your youth is really they can quickly adapt to the kind of model you want to introduce. Right now we have three superpowers. One, social media. Number two, internet. Number three, cell phone. If you have these three things, you are like a millionaire. You are like a billionaire. You have to make a choice what to do with these three things. If you
Exactly.
intelligently use these three things, you can do anything, you can be anything, you can achieve anything. So what we are trying to do is cash on, bank on these three things. Because due to this pandemic, we don't need physical offices anymore now. People can work from home. It's a perfectly workable business model. I have just one simple office in Pakistan, and that's in Faisalabad. Apart from that, I have no physical office at all. Even in UK, I don't have any physical office. That's where things are changing big time. Business trends are changing big time, and as a business model you have to be smart, you have to be intelligent to see, what, this is the right strategy for me, this is foolproof plan for me. So we are providing digital marketing solution, digital and social media market solution to within Pakistan and plus internationally as well. We build websites, we do branding, we do social media management, we do content writing, we do everything, and plus we are moving to app development and software development as well now. Because Pakistani youth is big into these things. I mean, if you look at freelancing, Pakistan is among top four in the world for freelancing. If you go on
Yeah, it's
Fiverr,
it's number three, I think.
exactly.
It's number three, I think. Yeah,
Exactly. If you go on Fiverr, it's all about Pakistan, India, these kind of countries. Why
Bangladesh.
India is big in IT? Look at Google, look at Microsoft, look at all these big companies. Their CEOs are Indian. There is a reason because Pakistanis are more talented than Indians. That's for sure. So there is no like a comparison of talent. It's more to do with exposure. Unfortunately, as I said, freelancing is a great industry. I'm not against this industry. But children, they don't, or youth, they don't learn organizational skills. They can't really promote themselves. They are sitting at a platform where they're providing the service, sitting within their comfort zone. It's all cool, it's all fine, it's all easy money, but you can't really go big. If you really want to go big, you need to create a brand, you need to establish yourself as a brand, you need to find that exposure. And that's exactly the kind of market I'm trying to tune in. So as I said earlier, I proudly tell my clientele that our business is based in Pakistan. All development is done from Pakistan. I proudly tell it's a made in Pakistan. So as a businessman, it's my responsibility to proudly tell the world that this is being developed and run from Pakistan. So Pakistani market is ready now to go digital. Our youth is big time in technology. As I said, every other young person is studying either technology, IT, or something to do with technology now. The days are gone when everybody wants to be a doctor or scientist. It's more to do with technology now. But what to do with those skills? Unfortunately, not every company is providing those kind of platform where they can come and they can find the right opportunities. When they don't find the right opportunities, unfortunately, mentally they go bust. They don't have a choice. Then they're bound to do some, like a low paid jobs. So my idea, my focus, or as collectively as a team, our plan is to provide fantastic opportunities for them to make sure their skills are used in the best possible way. They got the exposure and they can work with international clientele. Right now, our account management, our customer success management, everything is done from Pakistan. Our Pakistani people, they speak with English people, so they can get that kind of confidence that yes, I can talk to them, I can do this, I can do this. So we are trying to provide them a platform where they can grow as a person. I don't need numbers. I want to grow human, because when you grow human, you leave a legacy, and that's my ultimate goal.
Yeah, what do you think that the Amazon is not working in Pakistan and not operating their offices in Pakistan? And I would like to ask that why the Pakistan patents are not as much as the China, America, and bigger company has. Like even India has patents of Tata car and this kind of patents. So why Pakistan doesn't have why Pakistan lack of patents?
I think it's more to do. It's nothing to do with people. People are ready. I mean, if you go to Faisalabad back in 2002, 2003, 2005, 2006, it was thriving industry for textile. People like Interloop, Nishar, and these kind of brands, they used to export products for Nike, for Adidas, for these kind of big brands. It's nothing to do with people. People are willing. Look at Sialkot and all these kind of big industries. It's more to do with governments. Unfortunately, the kind of policies we have, they're not friendly. Now, industry in Faisalabad, there is an area called Kurudanwala. It's totally shut. It's totally shut. There is hardly any industry left. There was a time we were much better than Bangladesh. We were much better than India. We were much better than China. I'm talking not like in the distant past. I'm just talking about 2005, 2006, 2007. But unfortunately, due to wrong policies by the government, they don't have the facilitation. They don't have power. They don't have taxation relief, or even investors. They don't want to go to Pakistan and invest money because of frauds. So there is less protection about their money as well. With Amazon, the reason Amazon or people like PayPal, they don't want to go to Pakistan, because unfortunately they know the system is not there to support their business model. Their business model will be abused. They want to protect their business model because this is their bread and butter. If their business model is really safe and secure in UK and vulnerable in Pakistan, it's nothing to do with Pakistan. It's more to do with their own identity, because it will damage their own brand identity. They don't want to damage their brand identity because of Pakistan. They care less about Pakistan. They care more about their brand identity. So as a government, this is government's responsibility to give that protection. Our people are not bad. I mean, people say, oh, unfortunately they closed because people in Pakistan, they do frauds and all this. It's all idiotic stuff. Our people, they are not dishonest. All we need is a system. If we have a system, people, when we are in UK, we follow everything because we have a system which governs us. There is a system right on our head. We have to follow that system. We are the same people who don't follow the queue, who don't do anything, who throw litter on the streets, because unfortunately there is no system to guide us, to tell us, or to fine us if we do anything silly. But here we know there is a system. Even these people, they're people who are born and brought up here. If they don't have system, they will totally go on a different level. That's one of the difference why animal and human are different. It's a system. So all we need in Pakistan is people are brilliant. People are very talented. They're hardworking, but all we need is the right system. When we have the right system, people like Amazon, people like PayPal, they love to come to Pakistan. There are 3 reasons they want to go to Pakistan. I have some friends there in Amazon, and I talked to them, and they said, honestly, Pakistan is one of the best markets if we have the right environment. Why? Cheap labor. The kind of money they pay people here, they know that in Pakistan they will pay less money than Pakistan to get something done. Second thing is, e-commerce is a normal standard here in UK now, or in West. This is something normal now. You're not doing anything different now. In Pakistan, this is something new now. And where there is a new trend, that's exactly the market where you make most money. So they want to go to Pakistan. And they know the kind of technology they have in Pakistan is brilliant. The kind of man force they have in Pakistan is brilliant. All they need is government backup. All they need is right support from the government.
Yeah, you are absolutely right. I would like, before leaving the broadcast studio, I would like to share that healthy environment for all. So I would like to ask you that what is healthy environment for all, and why we actually why we don't adopt in Asian countries safety first.
I think the reason is in Western countries, in UK, in Europe, there is a system, as I said at the beginning, which is keeping everybody within that track. There is no like a class difference, like a big class difference in Pakistan. If someone is rich, he's a super rich. If someone is poor, he's a poor, super poor. There is no middle class. A country or economy grows where we have a massive amount of middle class people. I remember back in time when Pervez Musharraf was, he came into government. I'm not trying to sing praise about him or say good things about him, but when he came in, and I think at that time there was a prime minister, what's his name, Moin Qureshi, I think. He was Pakistan's prime minister because he came with the global intelligence and global knowledge. Pakistani economy was thriving big time. People, that is the first time I saw in my life, people had the ability to buy a motorcycle. They had the ability to buy a fridge or anything they wanted to buy because their buying power went up. We had a wave of middle class. So any country or any economy which really want to go to next level, all they have to do is create a big chunk of middle class. All we need is middle class. We don't need rich, we don't need poor people. All we need is middle class. In these countries, when people don't have money, government support them and put them back on the track. And likewise, if you're super rich, they put a lot of taxation on you, so you can't really have that luxurious life. You come back to the same level. So they're one simple level, and that's a middle class. Everybody stays within that bracket. So for healthy and equal environment, all we need is a system which supports middle class.
So you are absolutely right, Ali Asif, and thank you so much for sharing your views upon the questions that I asked you. It is really knowledgeable for our audience and for me and for all of us as well. So thanks again for being on the show, and it's really an really honor for us that you came into our show. Thank you so much.
Jazakallah. Thanks so much. Thank you for the invitation. Jazakallah. Thank you.
Bye bye.